Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Welcome to Numeralytics. I am Malinda Valentine, also known as Queen Bee, and this is the Numeralytics Energy Observations update for the month of August. This is going to be the Astro Numerology Upcycle forecast. So if you're already a part of the Universal Supreme, Kings and Queens up to you, you know what to do. Hit that like button, share this video with 2 friends, and if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Thank you so much for being here. If you learned something new watching this today, please go ahead and just hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. Also, leave us a comment below and let us know, what did you learn today? Also, please share this with 2 friends. So I'm so excited to be here today with you on August 1st. Welcome to Leo season, people. We have gotten through the shattered citadel of July, the 7 universal month. And we've made it. We've made it to the 8 universal months. So welcome to the harvest. Hopefully you've been putting the work in so you can reap the rewards and the benefits of this power cycle that we are entering for this 8 universal month. So let's go weigh in on this 8 universal month, just like the tide that it carries. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get the slides up on the screen, and then we'll get started, family. All right. All right. So again, we know this is the August Upcycle Universal Personal Month forecast with Numeralytics. So let's get on with it. Of course, we have our agenda. We're going to be looking at August. It's the 8 universal month. It's the bounce back month. We just came out of 2 out cycles. Yay, we're here. We're in the 8 universal month. It is Leo season and we're ready to go. We're going to be covering our colors and crystals, of course, and looking at some activities that we should be doing and not be doing for the 8 universal month. And then we're going to be looking at the weekly energy forecast, your personal energy factor, and the up cycle monthly forecast. Then we'll be taking a look at the planetary report. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So the month of August, you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to the month of August. Okay. So of course we know we're in the 9 universal year. Let me get this banner up here for us. So we know we're in a 9 universal year, and how we get the universal month, we take the universal year, which is 9, plus the month position that we're looking for, which this is the month of August. August is the 8th month. So we add 9 plus 8, and that equals a 17/8 universal month. This is bounce back energy. This is power, business, expansion, growth, and legacy, finance, and romance. So let's take a look at the word August. We're going to break the word down. So we will look at the Pythagorean system. August adds up to that 17/8. And how fitting that that adds up to a 17/8. This August adding up to a 17/8. There's 1/8. Then August is the 8th month. That's a second 8. And we're in the 8 universal month. So that's 888. Now I know we're going to have the Lionsgate. We're going to talk about that a little later, but there's so much 8 energy surrounding this month. So this is going to be a very ancestral month, spiritual month. So we want to make sure that we're paying attention to that and making sure that we're honoring that 8. Because if you don't honor that 8, it's either the penalty or the reward for your deeds, right? So it's build or destroy. You can either build or destroy with that 8. When we look at the supreme mathematics, and with numerology, it's the work you put in. So if you put the work in, you're going to get the harvest. If you didn't put the work in, you're going to get the penalty. Okay, so again, the theme this month is power, bounce back cycle. After the 6 out cycle and the 7 way out cycle, this is all about career achievement, recognition, making big moves in business, structural manifestations, so finance and romance. Again, engagements, marriages, divorces, pregnancies, and births are all indicated for this month. Also, like old flames or old friends may be showing up this month, and it's also a good month to deal with estate matters, real estate matters with your wills, power of attorneys, getting all that kind of stuff set up. Looking at your different matters that way, and also legal matters. So again, let's talk about that 17/8, since it adds up to that in Pythagorean. So how fitting, like I said, that's triple 8 energy. So this is very powerful energy. And that 17 in the compound numerology is the 8-pointed star of Venus. This is the number of immortality and power of financial success. It's a highly spiritual number. And this is a legacy number. So this is people who have this vibration. They often leave a legacy after they've passed on. So that's the energy that that 8 brings. And then when we look at August in Chaldean system of numerology, that adds up to a 23-5. Now, if we look at the last couple months, we've been in 5 energy a lot with the name, either the name of the months adding up to a 14-5. And then we were in the 14-5 month earlier in May. So this is a little bit different. The 23 is the higher octave of the 14. So the 23 is a number of the royal star of the lion. It's a promise of success, denoting help and protection from those in high places. So it's a very fortunate number. So it's a little bit different energy than what we felt in those last couple months. So still 5 is still that fundamental sex number. So we still have to look out for that. The sexual attraction this month, and we also need to look out for overindulgences and different things like that. So make sure you're just keeping yourself balanced, which is a part of that 8 energy. So again, we're in the 8 universal month. We're going to be saying that the whole time. So what does that really mean, right? That means that tidally speaking, this is a weigh-in cycle. Like whatever you want to do, whatever you've been trying to do, this is the month to do it. This is the month to go for it. It's the month to go big. It's the month to believe in yourself and bet on yourself. The 8 universal month is ruled by the earth element. Okay. And that means that's going to be good for Capricorns, Aquarius, is in a minor way Libra, or those born on the 8th, 17th, or the 26th of the month, or if your life path 8. This is going to be a significant month for you. And then in general, the month of August is a key month for Leos and Aquariuses. So these are the people who will be reaping the benefits of the reward for this month. Okay. The 8 represents 2 worlds, just as it's composed of 2 zeros joined together. So it represents the spiritual and the physical realm. So there's a lot of spiritual energy going on this month. So that's something that we really need to pay attention to and make sure that we're keeping up with our spiritual practices and tapping into our higher self and tuning in with ourself. Okay. 8 is also the number of fate. You know, when 8 is flipped on its side, it's the infinity symbol. So let's talk about the 2 sides that the 8 represents. On one side, the 8 represents upheavals, revolutions, eccentricities of all kinds, anarchy. While the other side of the 8 represents like philosophical thought, a leaning toward the occult or religious. It's about devotion and really devoting yourself. It can have a fatalistic outlook. 8 energy has a tendency to be misunderstood. So if you need to walk away from people this month, just walk away, take the higher road, considering that we're still in a 9 universal year and we start the 8 universal month off in a 9 universal week. And today, August 1st, is also a 9 universal day. So you just want to make sure that you are taking a high road. If people want to start things with you this month, it's not worth it. Just take the high road and walk away. Okay. So again, the tide is way in this month. You want to go for it. This is a pregnancy and a power cycle. So you know, with the energy of this month, the energy this month to me, it stands for disciplined, passionate, proactive, steadfast, physical manifestation energy. So that is what we are dealing with for the month of August. Okay, guys. So you guys want to make sure you're tuning in to all of this. So the colors and crystals for the month of August, as you can see, the presentation is gray and dark purple, and I'm wearing black. I'm in dark blue. So dark gray, black, dark purple, and dark blue. These are the colors that resonate with the number 8. And then for the crystal or the gem of the month, we're going to be tuning in with the blue sapphire. And I have blue sapphire on both hands. I have blue bracelets on, black, and I have a purple bracelet on. So we want to make sure we're tapping into these colors and these energies this month. So let's talk a little bit about the blue sapphire and what it can do to help us get through this 8 universal month. Okay, so for the blue sapphire, it activates your third eye, your crown chakra, that fosters spiritual growth. It can calm the mind and bring inner peace. So that's good for your emotional balance this month. And it's also a protection stone. So it shields against negative energies and promotes overall well-being. It strengthens your connection to higher realms and induces spiritual guidance. So also enhances your psychic abilities and your intuitive insights. So that's why we chose that. And also the blue sapphire, the dark tone sapphires are the color of the 8 energy. Okay. So that's that. Now let's get into the activities for August, what we should be doing this August. So this August, let me pull this down, the banner down. 1 second. So this August, we should be really conferring with the elders this month, or connect with your ancestors, do an ancestral altar, if you will, and just talk to your ancestors, talk to your elders, confer with them. Also, we are ruled by Earth this month, so I want to make sure everyone's grounding. That's really an activity we should always be doing, grounding in nature every day. It's a good month to deal with legal and estate matters and wills, etc., in any type of legal matter. And this is the harvest cycle. This is the power cycle. It's the harvest cycle. So reap the benefits of your rewards and enjoy the things that are coming to you this month as a result of the work that you have put in from the last 7 months. And also want to be eating those nourishing foods because that's the earth energy, journaling. And this is the time for finance and romance. So, get your finances together, purchase that stock, bet on yourself, open up a new business, start a new project with your career, with your business, and romance. Like I said, you're going to be finding that some of your old flames might be popping up this month, or some of your old friends that you may not have spoken to in a while. They may be coming out this month and coming back to you, or people who are Capricorns, Aquarius, or a minor weight Libra, or born on the 8th, 17th, or 26th of the month. These are the people who will be attracted this month to you, okay? And you to them. And they're the people that'll help you out this month. Okay. Oops. So let's get into the personal, not personal. Let's get into the weekly forecast, into the weekly energy. So again, we know we're in August, the 8th universal month. So we start August off, like I said, the first week of August, from August 1st to August 7th, is a 9 universal week. So that week will be filled with manifestations, transformations, and maybe some things ending, you letting go of things that are no longer serving you. This is a health cycle. It's also a travel cycle. So, as far as health, you want to be careful on the road, take care around sharp objects, guns, knives, explosions, and fire, and keep your temper in check. And as far as the travel cycle, long distance travel is indicated this week. The significant days this week are going to be Tuesday, August 5th. Okay. Moving into the second universal week of August. That's going to be August 8th through August 14th. This will be a one universal week. This is a time for a fresh start, you guys. New ideas for you to step out on faith, have independent thought of yourself. This is a powerhouse of a career cycle. Both of these numbers are career numbers. So you may find yourself getting that promotion this week. You may find yourself getting some achievements of the things that you've been putting to work in with your career this week. But again, whatever you do, make sure you're stepping out on faith and taking your own advice. You can confer with elders about things, but take your own advice at the end of the day, and step out on what you feel is best for you this week. And also start something new. Um, and travel is indicated this week. You might be traveling somewhere new for your career. You might be traveling somewhere new to go get that award for your career, for that achievement that you got through this week. So the significant days this week are going to be Sunday, August 10th, and then Wednesday, August 13th. Okay. Moving into the third week of August. The third week of August is August 15th through the 21st. That's going to be an 11 universal week. Okay, so this is going to be a week where it's going to be a highly spiritual week, family. Both the 8 and 11 are highly spiritual numbers. The veil will be very thin this week. So you may find this week that you are receiving spiritual downloads, high ideals are coming to you, inventions, different things that will help raise group interaction, relationships. Collaborating this week could be a possibility. This is a romance cycle. So partnerships are likely this week. Okay. The significant days this week are going to be Sunday the 17th, Monday the 18th, and Wednesday the 20th. Okay. Moving right into the last week of August. The fourth week of August is August 22nd through August 31st. This is a 3 universal week. This week is also a great week for your career, for expansion of your career, for career growth. creativity. Make sure you're doing things to have fun this week because it is a three universal week. So it'll be the last week of August. Might be doing some fun activities, going to the theater, going to concerts, going to the beach. Again, career growth and personal growth. Grow your personal network this week. Expand your personal network. Expand your career networking abilities. All right. So that is the universal weekly forecast for August. Now, let's get into the juicy part. Personal energy factor. Do you guys know your personal energy factor? Do you know that your personal energy factor is also your first pinnacle? Do you know that your personal energy factor is the cycle that determines your personal year, month, week, and day energy? It also denotes how you interact with the universal energy. So let's look at how to get your personal year factor if you don't know what that is. Your personal energy factor is going to be your month of birth plus your day of birth. That is the simple equation. Okay. So let's look at some examples. So the first example is someone that's born on July 23rd. They're a Leo, of course. So all of these birthdays are Leos in honor of Leo season. I'm a Leo, of course. Again, July 23rd. That is the 7th month plus the 23rd day makes them a personal energy factor 30, which reduces to a 3. Okay. If you're born on August 5th, okay, that's the 8th month plus a 5 day. That equals a 13, which breaks down to a 4 personal energy factor. Okay. If you're born August 20th, like somebody I might know, your month is 8, your day is 20. That makes you a personal energy factor 28.1. So for you, you are always one cycle ahead of the universal energy. So let's get into the personal year factor forecast. Okay. So let's just pull this up and we're going to go ahead and get into the personal energy factor forecast. So everyone pay attention. And we're going to start this off by looking at the people who are in a one personal month. Okay. So we're looking at the first one. In order to do that, we would have to start with personal year factor number 2. Okay. So if your personal year factor number 2, you are in a one personal month. This makes you in an 8-1 upcycle. A 8-1 upcycle is a way in cycle universally, and personally, you're also an in cycle. This is a month to take things to the next level with your career. You may be promoted to a head of the position, or you may be receiving recognition or awards. You may have to travel for that award or for work in general to some new place. New opportunities are going to be endless for you this month. Use that earth and fire, stable, disciplined energy to manifest your dreams, laying your groundwork for how you want the next 9 months to go for yourself. And make sure you take advantage of all the opportunities that present themselves to you this month. Take the lead, stay creative and proactive. Don't abuse your power. Don't be lazy and make sure you go big. Your activities this month for that 8-1 upcycle, it's going to be for you to start a new project, travel to a new place, and go big with your career. All right. Looking at personal year factor number 3. Personal year factor number 3 is in an 11 personal month. Okay. This is an 8-11 upcycle. This is a way in and a cusp upcycle. This will be a spiritual month for you. The veil will be very thin. You may be dreaming of ancestors or receiving spiritual downloads this month. Devotion and spiritual energy is going to be your theme. Spirituality, faith, religion, and the welfare of others will lead your thoughts this cycle. You may feel the need to express your ideas and launch inventions, and you should do that this cycle because you have all the power of the universe and that 11 master number to get those inventions launched. Okay. Your concern will be with the betterment for the community. So you should be avoiding self interest. Avoid being irritable and impractical. Make sure you're using tact and patience and understanding when you're working with others. This is dominated by earth, water, and fire energy. So that's passionate proactivity coupled with intuition and disciplined energy. Your activities this month should be to tune into the spiritual realm with your higher self this month. Meditate and ground, as this is vital energy for you to cultivate the higher human understanding with your ideas for the collective. Okay. So personal year factor number 4. If you're personal year factor number 4, you are in a 3 personal month. That makes you in a 8-3 upcycle. That is a way in and an in cycle for you. All right. So you're way in and in. This cycle is indicative of career growth, expansion, adding on to your business in a positive way. There will be opportunities for self expression of your talents, promoting social activities, expansion, and just having a good time in general. Take care not to scatter or waste your energy this month or gossip too much or be overly extravagant. Don't be too extreme in any activity you do. This cycle is dominated by earth and fire. So your devotion and ambition will be very high this month. So make sure you direct that energy towards your career goals and expand your personal network as well as your career network with those people in power positions or people older than you or people in power positions. Your activities this month should be to go for your promotion, throw yourself an event or throw a work event, and confer with the elders and have fun. Okay, so personal year factor 5, you are in a 4 personal month. Okay, this is an 8-4 up cycle. This is a way in cycle universally. We are all way in, but personally, you're in the out cycle. So this is a critical cycle for you. You may feel misunderstood this month. You may feel the need to work and stay at all tasks on hand. This is a mental health cycle for you. So make sure you stay positive and keep your thoughts positive and surround yourself with positive places and people. Direct your efforts toward work and service yourself this month. Don't lend or borrow money to anyone. Just stay diligent and organized and avoid negative thoughts and avoid promoting strife this month. You will be required to work this month, but the work that you put in this month, you'll reap the benefits of it in your next month, in your 5 month. So don't get too lost in your thoughts. Don't create any disorder. Just watch your mood for despondency. When you feel that way, get outside, go ground in nature, get some fresh air. Odd and unusual injuries or sudden accidents may occur. Also, you should be paying attention to this month to other health related things, such as if you're seeing a doctor, make sure you're getting a second opinion on any diagnoses, especially if you don't agree with them or you feel like something's off. You should always get that second opinion if you're going this month, and make sure your prescriptions have your correct name on them. They gave you the correct pills, because there is a tendency for those mishaps to happen. This is an earth and air cycle, which can denote stubbornness and stuck in the mind overthinking. So be aware of doing either of those things, and your activity should be to ground, work, meditate, and keep your thoughts positive. And that's for you and your 8-4 critical upcycle month, personal year factor number 5. Moving on. Personal year factor number 6. You are in a 5 personal month. This is an 8-5 upcycle. Of course, universally, we're all way in, and you're in an in cycle personally. This is a powerhouse of a career cycle again, guys. This is another career powerhouse cycle. You may find yourself getting that new opportunity at work, getting that promotion, getting that recognition that you've been looking for. Dramatic changes are afoot for you this month. So take a look at the last 4 months. Decide if a pivot is needed. If it is, you have all the energy backing you to make that pivot, and it's going to be for positive results. Okay. So get active this month. Take advantage of your popularity. There will be travel opportunities, breakthroughs with your career. Promote yourself, promote your talents at work and your personal affairs. Avoid external pleasure seeking. Avoid causing confusion or being stuck in a rut. Again, this is a travel and career cycle. So short distance trips are likely. Weekend getaways are likely, but your activity should be doing a weekend getaway to confer with elders, confer with some elders in the family, go visit them. And also, you want to make sure you're having fun too in that 5 month. But I think it's a good month to confer with the elders and get their opinion on things. And then you can still continue to have the fun that you're having. This cycle is denoted by earth and air. Of course, it's a much lighter air than the previous personal energy factor of that's in that 4 personal month. So this air is much lighter, and it's allowing you the freedom of your heart's desire. So make sure you go for it and go big this month. Okay, moving right along. Personal year factor number 7. You are in a 6 personal month this month. This is an 8-6 upcycle. This is a way in universally and an out cycle personally. It's a romance and finance cycle and a finance and romance cycle for you all the way this month. So you may find yourself spending time with elders or spending time with family. Old flames may reappear. Some of your old friends may come back to you. You may be seeked out for advice this month. You will be concerned with all things home and family this month. Perhaps some family reunions are in the air for you this month. You will feel that sense of duty and responsibility to create balance. Okay. And adjustments will need to be made this month, relationship wise. So look out for that. So if you need to make those adjustments in your relationship, make those adjustments, be the bigger person, take the higher road. Okay. There will be an increase for you in entrance of the music and arts and theater this month. You may be looking to improve yourself or really more likely your home. This month is very indicative of home improvements and home beautification. Just avoid refusing to adjust and don't be unwilling to meet your obligations. And when others come to you for aid or advice, make sure you're giving them the best advice you can. This is also a health cycle, so watch out for those respiratory conditions. And make sure you get out into fresh air and sunlight and get grounded. This is earth energy, so that's double earth energy. It can only intensify itself. It can't unlock or unbalance. It can only intensify. It can't transmute. So this is a very forceful cycle. It's nourishing energy, manifestation. It's magnetic energy, stable, pragmatic. So make improvements with your home, your relationship, and your family. And that's it. So moving right along. Personal year factor number 8. You are in a 7 personal month. This is an 8-7 upcycle for you. Of course, universally, we're all way in, but you are way out this month. Okay. So, while the world is hustling and bustling and moving and shaking and making all these power moves, you're going to be feeling introspective. You're going to be feeling receptive and self reflective. You're going to be looking for time to yourself this month. You're going to be looking for silence. This for you is self reflection and perfection. Self examine yourself, mental analysis. And for you this month personally, it's a waiting month, but there is that power of the 8. So if there are things that come to you this month, just use your discernment on what you need to do and just make sure you're making the right decision for you, not dishonoring your 7 personal energy. Okay. So with this being that 8-7 upcycle, it's a very spiritual time. So make sure you're tapping into that spiritual energy. Okay. Travel to some place near water because that's indicated for the 7 personal month. It's not a social cycle. So your social outings will be limited this month. It's an earth and water energy. So it's perfect for your spiritual growth. Your activities should be balancing your alone time and carving out time for elders. Travel to the sea or sand or over land and reflect and perfect. Ground and journal and use crystals. I always say when you're in 7 personal month, you want to use everything in your artillery, everything in your artillery to get you through that 7 personal month. Okay. So moving right along, a personal year factor number 9. You are in a 8 personal month. We know that personal year factor 9 always gives everything back to itself because it just loves itself so much. So it loves the universe so much. So it gives all the numbers their energy back. So you are in a 8-8 upcycle, way in and way in. This is a double power cycle for you. This is a career cycle. Go big, career achievement, expansion, legacy, growth, abundance. Your thoughts will be dominated by philosophical thoughts, focused actions. Financial matters will be at the forefront. Old love interests may resurface for you this month, so be on the lookout for that, of course. You will be attracted to older people this month and them to you. So confer with the elders, confer with those that are older than you, get their advice, sit with them, spend time with them. Your career will be filled with people of power and powerful opportunities for advancement, for achievement. Make sure you're fearless this month. Keep good judgment. Constructive expansion is very possible for you this month. Avoid having a lack of vision this month. You have to think big. You got to do it big. Take advantage of this energy. It's all yours. It's double 8 energy. So it's spiritual realm opening up for you. Talk to your ancestors. Ask the universe for what you want this month. Okay. This is earth energy, very steadfast, focused, discipline, power, manifestation energy. Make your power moves this month. Moving right along to the last personal year factor, last but not least, personal year factor 1. You are in a 9 personal month. You are in an 8-9 upcycle, so that's a way-in cycle universally. But for personally, you're on the cusp, so you could be in or out. So it's up to you. It's up to you how you view the energy, okay, and how you feel. Okay, this upcycle is dominated by manifestation energy, transformative energy. You want to keep your thoughts positive. You want to journal about the things you've done and reflect on them from the past 8 months and focus on how you want to move forward. Okay, because next month you're heading into a one personal month. So you want to make sure you're crossing your T's and looking at how things went. And if you don't like how things went over that last cycle, when you enter your 1 month next cycle, you can change things and get a fresh start. So you'll find yourself more expressive this month in a higher art forms. You'll find yourself having career achievement and expanding your career network in that manner. Avoid centering on yourself. Don't neglect your friendships or be narrow minded or hasty in your temper. Make sure you're always being compassionate and patient with when you're dealing with others. So, you just want to pay attention on the road. Of course, no drinking and driving, and take care around fires, sharp objects, explosions, and guns and knives, all that kind of stuff. Just take care of that stuff personally for you. This is a earth fire cycle, so that denotes that stable, passionate, disciplined energy. So that to me, it means go big, reap the rewards of the things that you put in from 1 to 8. Those are things are manifesting and transforming you this month. So transform those things to a universal level if that's what you need to do. But the energy is definitely there for you to get that done this month. All right. So that was the personal energy factor forecast. If you don't understand your personal energy, please leave me a comment below. Or you can text me on the moon line at 302-492-7722, and I'm happy to help you out with your personal energy. All right. So moving right along. Let's get into the planetary report for August. So we have a lot going on this August. So of course we know when we begin August, we begin that in the period of the house of the sun. So we're in the period of Leo, which the numbers dominating this period are the 1, 4, the sun numbers. So that period lasts from August 1st right through August 22nd. And that's favorable for Leos, Aquariuses, or those born on the 1st, the 4th, the 10th, the 13th, the 19th, the 22nd, the 28th, or the 31st of any month. At the end of August, we're going to end August off in the period of the house of Virgo, and that's the period of 5. And that starts on August 23rd, going right through the end of the month. We're just ending talking about August. So that goes from August 23rd through August 31st. And that period will be favorable for you Virgos and Geminis, or for you born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of any month. Okay. Of course, we know that Mercury is still in retrograde from the 17th through the 11th, which really that means it'll be going direct after the 11th, but there's a 15-day shadow period. So really for the whole rest of the month of August, we should be taking care of making sure we're looking at the way we're communicating and slowing things down, and just making sure we do a double take on all that kind of stuff. And then I'll just mention real quick that there are 4 planets in retrograde right now: Pluto in Aquarius, Mercury in Leo, Neptune and Saturn in Aries/Pisces, depending on where we are right now. And if you want to get more information on that, I'm going to direct you over to Big E Astrology. He does an astro weather forecast, and I will direct you over to the intuitive astrologer to get the breakdown on what all of those retrogrades mean and what they mean for you and your sign. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the Lionsgate portal. So I talked about it a little bit earlier. So the Lionsgate portal, the precipice happens on 8/8, but it's named for its timing during Leo season and its alignment with the star Sirius. So it's steeped in mysticism and spirituality and transformative energy. And really, what it is, it's a portal connecting the spiritual realm with the physical realm. So this opens and it has the ability to allow you to manifest and transform at a higher rate, at a more spiritual rate, right? So this occurs every year, and it occurs between July 26th and August 12th. But its peak is on August 8th. So that's why we say the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. So this alignment brings powerful opportunities for your spiritual growth, manifestation, and connection with the higher realms. 8 represents power, abundance, structure, and infinity. And we know that represents the ancestors and the elders in the spiritual realm, as well as the material realm. So this 8/8 portal is the perfect time for you to manifest your desires and set all the intentions that you want to set. And again, don't forget, there's a lot of 8 energy this month. Like I said, in Pythagorean, August adds up to 17/8. August is the 8th month, and we're in the 8th universal month. There go your 3 8s right there. Now you have another couple 8s with the 8 8. So this is a lot of spiritual energy. So make sure you're tapping into that and make sure you're not abusing power at all this month. That is the big no-no. No abusing power this month, okay? You have the power to succeed. So focus the power on succeeding and focus the power on your intentions and what you desire. Okay, so let's get into the rest of the planetary forecast. So this month's full moon is known as the Sturgeon Moon, named after the large fish once found in the abundance in the Great Lakes, according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. There are other nicknames for August's full moons that include the Black Cherry Moon, the Rising Moon, and the Mountain Shadows Moon. Okay, so that full moon will be taking place obviously in Aquarius, and that is going to be taking place on August 9th, and that peaks at 3:55 a.m. Then when we look, we're going to be having a planetary parade this month, guys. So there's going to be 6 planets that will be aligned in August, and they actually coincide with the Sturgeon Moon and the Perseid meteor shower. So that's going to be taking place on August 10th. The 6 planets will be lined up: Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn in the early morning before sunrise. Now, you will only be able to see the 4 planets with the naked eye: Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. Uranus and Neptune, you will need binoculars to see that. But if you put them on, you'll be able to see them and they will all be lined up in the night sky. All right. So the meteor showers, the Perseid meteor shower happens around August 12th and the 13th. It will become hard to see them this year because they're going to be in line with that full moon. So the full moon's going to be lighting up the sky, so you won't see them as vividly. All right. And then ending things off, we're going to have our new moon in Virgo on August 23rd. That's also known as a black moon. Now, what is a black moon, you say? So black moons are like the opposite of blue moon. There's 2 main definitions for a black moon. There's a monthly black moon and a seasonal black moon. So for the monthly black moon, it's defined as the second new moon in a single calendar month with 2 new moons. So this is the most common black moon, and it occurs once every 29 months. And it also occurs around February a lot because of how short February is. And a seasonal black moon is defined as the third new moon in a season of 4 new moons. So these black moons are a little rarer and they occur about once every 33 months. Okay. So Earth seasons are about 3 months, and typically we have 3 new moons, but sometimes in the season there are 4 new moons. And when we have that, that third new moon is known as the black moon. So that's what we have this month. It'll be a seasonal black moon. So again, and we talked about the 4 planets in retrograde, and I want you to go visit Big E's channel to get more information on that. So that is the August Upcycle Astro Numerology forecast for this 8 universal month. Again, I want to make sure that everyone's tapping into this energy. Make sure you're going big this month. Make sure you're going for everything that you want, depending on your personal month. And you're using this universal energy. Everyone has this universal energy at their back. So you can tap into this and make it your own and use it for what you need to use it for. Again, I am Malinda Valentine, Astro Numerologist. Make sure you visit our besmartclothing.com. Also, we do have a keys chart reading sale going on. It's 10% off. You can text Summer Keys to 302 492-7722. You can also email me at info@numeralytics.biz. And you can visit me at www.numeralytics.biz. Okay. So let me remove this from the screen. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in with me. So right now, what I'm going to do, I just have to take care of some housekeeping business before we get out of here. All right. I want to make sure you guys are tuned in with coolcolas.com. He is a author, an activist, and a pro-Black blurred. So he does anti-Black media tropes, and he does a lot of commentary there. So make sure you're following him on all social media platforms at Cool Colas, and visit his website at coolcolas.com for speaking engagements and other interactive things you can do with him on his site. And make sure you purchase his book and support support everything he has on his merch page. This has also been brought to you by the Unread Book Review with Nick and Rue. that takes place every other Saturday at 2:30 p.m. You can subscribe to them at YouTube at Mr. Westbrook's class. You can also subscribe at Ma Wu Lisa 4610. Thank you. This has also been brought to you by the Shasu Experience. She is the sound healing architect. Kanaya Shasu, she's an astro numerologist who works with sound therapy, chakra healing, and numbers, colors, and tones. So make sure you check her out on all social media platforms at the Shasu Experience. This has also been brought to you by the Soul Card Studio, where they're not here to impress the mind, but rather awaken souls. Visit them at soulcardstudio.com for 50% off of any report through August 31st. You can use the code DECODE to get that, and that's going to be with astro numerologist Portia Cooper. Then we want to make sure that you guys are aware that Jazz Aphrodite is presenting a Numerology Mastery Institute. This is going to be starting on August 10th, and you can apply at jazzaphrodite.com. I also want to remind you that Jazz will be on Numbers Matter Podcast Unit 21 on August 1st, this evening at 7 p.m. So make sure if you're watching this today, you tune into the live tonight on August 1st. We will be talking to Jazz about her book, Knocking from the Inside. We'll be talking to her about her Astro Numerology Mastery Institute and all of the other great, brilliant things that this queen brings to the table. So make sure you are tuned in with us for that. All right. That is all I have for you today. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to this edition of the Neo August Upcycle Forecast. If there's something in the Upcycle Forecast that I don't do, leave it in the comments below for me, and I'll make sure that I get that incorporated when we enter September, which is going to be the preview season. So I cannot wait. I wish everyone a great August. Go big. Remember, the theme for August is power. It's a bounce back cycle. Power, career, elders, ancestors, finance, and romance. Peace, love, kings and queens up to the Universal Supreme. Thank you for watching.
Queens up in your hood because it's essential. Triple the investment, stocks and bonds, build a nest egg. Comfortable life, seed safe at the rest place.